Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game from Scratch, and it is that time of the month. It is time for Christmas in May, at least for Unreal Engine developers, and for non-Unreal Engine developers to secretly sit back and see the bit inside, because you gotta admit, after getting asset after asset after asset for free, it's gotta be getting a little tempting to move over to the dark side. So anyways, what we're going to do today is look at the free assets, and this one is 5 free for the month and 1 permanently free. So we're going back to the old way of doing things, and this one right here that you see, this is one of the assets. This is the low polygon tropical environment asset. It's nice. It's definitely a nice asset. It's a number of, well, low polygon assets for making a tropical environment. Everything you see here is included. And if this meshes with the art style of your game, it is pretty straightforward. Now, we're going to get back to the details of this one in just a second. I just wanted to show you one of the assets hands-on. But as I mentioned earlier on, we have 5 in the free for the month and 1 in the permanently free category. And this month's collection is muy bueno. It's a very good selection of stuff. And we've had a couple of months where they've been a little and I gotta say, last month was probably crap, to be honest. This was one of the best months we've had, and it's not one of the most graphically pretty. That's why I'm showcasing this actual example, but there are a ton of individual assets in this one that are like game kits, and you are going to appreciate them. So anyways, that is the low poly style Deluxe 2 tropical environment, and let's head on over and look at the assets in this month's collection. So the first one here, we have the permanently free item. So you have no time limit on this one. You can grab it whenever you want, and it is Easy Quests. So it is a quest system, easy to use and expand. So want to make your own quests? Package will help you on that regard. A bit of blueprint knowledge is required to unlock the full potential of this package, but you can certainly use it without any blueprint knowledge. Okay. All right. So you can create unlimited quests with unlimited objectives for each quest. Example map demonstrating the system's capabilities. You can abort quests. Objectives indicator controlled by a Boolean. Start with quest, starting quests, so on, save and load quests, etc. So if you are creating an RPG style game, well, this is definitely going to be nice to you. And spoiler alert, so will something else. All right, let's move on. So now we're into the free for the month. That means you have until the first Tuesday of next month to add this to your cart, check out, and buy it. But once you do that, it is yours forever. And here's the spoiler spoiled. There is also the advanced RPG system. This is a way of creating statistics for your game. So it's an Unreal plugin that allows you developers to easily build complex RPG systems. Being based on components, ARS is totally system agnostic and 100% plug and play. You can define your own attributes like strength, dexterity, intelligence, your own statistics, health, stamina, mana, and your parameters, melee damage, fire damage, crit chance, so on and so forth. Allows developers to define their own rules on how each attribute can affect the others through the use of float curves. For example, you can define how your entity's constitution affects his own max health. ARS comes with an attributes modifier system to temporarily or permanently apply effect modifications to your attribute set at runtime. You can select between 2 different level up systems, an automatic one in which attributes on level are incremented through the use of curves, and a perk based in which at every level your entity gains a certain number of perks that can be used to increase its attributes. System is written in C++ for efficiency, but is all exposed as blueprints, so you do not need to use C++ code. That is a cool one. Game level systems are always kind of cool, and by the way, there are more, such as the Endless Runner creator. So if creating an Endless Runner style game is what you are trying to do, there's this one. So you've got a level manager, a level spawner, obstacle spawners, pickup spawners, custom player start. You can see here from the example the kind of games you can create, like Flappy Birds, top level, top down kind of Endless Runner style games, and so on. Build for mobile and desktop. It's optimized using object poolings and so on. There are several examples in there to get you going. Does 7 unique game types with examples for each one. So if the Endless Runner style game is what you are going for, that's what this does, implemented as 81 blueprints. So we've got 2 system level ones, which is nice. And then we have this one. This is the light, oh, excuse me. Oh, something caught my throat. Yeah, the light. It's a high-performance, customizable vegetation. Change color, create variations easily. Grass density can be increased to extreme numbers. So yeah, It's for making grass and vegetation. It's my favorite category of plugins out there. We have a couple things like this in the free forever library, but the more diversity you can add, the nicer it gets. One of the nice things about this one too is it mimics real world environments. So if your game goes for that realistic style, it's easier to mesh this kind of content into your own game without looking like an asset flip. So that kind of stuff is always nice. And who doesn't need a little bit of shrubbery in their world? And then, of course, we saw the low poly style Deluxe 2 tropical environment in action early on. This guy right here. It's pretty straightforward in what it does. Again, the challenge on this one is going to be getting your own art style to match this. But this is if you're going for a low poly style. One of the nice things with low poly is it's one of the easier styles to integrate or to extend or to modify. So if you take other people's low poly work and tweak it a bit, you can make a pretty consistent art style. And if you have some artistic ability, you could generally match it and create something similar. So that's one of the nice things about low poly. The problem is you're not going to be able to mix this and say the last asset pack. You can't have realistic and low poly together in the same world without really glaring. But a pretty straightforward pack on the whole. This one is, let's see, 121 static meshes across 11 categories, 1 landscape texture, 3 master textures, 7 other textures, wind and water materials included. Textures are 2K in size. Pretty straightforward on the whole. And then we have Strike a Pose. This is just an animation pack. It's a number of idle animations ready to go in Unreal format. So you can basically see what we were dealing with here. So there's all of them. All of the animations together. I may actually use that for my thumb because that's freaky. So anyways, the Strike a Pose animation pack is the last in the list. So if you want to grab any of these things, it's all pretty straightforward. You either head on over to the Unreal Engine Marketplace on your website. Everything there is in the free for the month category. I guess I am logged in so I can illustrate it here. I already grabbed this one obviously because I own it, but otherwise all you do, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, and add to cart. And then finally, just go ahead and check out, and they are yours forever. You obviously don't need to give them a credit card or anything like that. As long as you purchase these or you check out your cart before the end of the month, they are yours. Now, the other aspect of this one is the permanently free collection. So basically, whatever you want to do. So I haven't added this one to my cart yet, so we'll add that one in. Here is the new one, the Easy Quest system. Again, just come on in here and add it to cart. And one of these things I find kind of weird, funny, kind of noteworthy. So when people talk about the Epic Game Store, they always talk about the fact that it doesn't have a shopping cart. And I don't understand that because the Epic Marketplace for Unreal Engine, well, it does. See, here's my shopping cart. Any particular time I want to go ahead and check out, I can check out, click the button right there. I'm not going to do it because I think it puts some personal information up on screen when I do that. But nonetheless, that's all you need to do. You have until Tuesday, except for obviously for the permanently free, in which case you have forever. So it's a nice collection of things. The action RPG system, the endless runner system. So we got 2 all about basically core gameplay element ones. We have the light system here. Again, a collection of grasses, shrubs, and so on. We have the low polygon Deluxe 2 tropical environment set. When we have the Strike a Pose animation set. And then finally, in the permanently free category, we have Easy Quest system. It's pretty glorious to be an Unreal Engine developer these days, to be honest. The free stuff, it just kind of has to be making it more and more tempting. I would just say to you, even if you aren't an Unreal Engine developer, just start hoarding. Just add all these things on, and maybe eventually you'll want them, and you'll switch over, and then you'll have this gigantic library of assets available to you. Otherwise, really, sometimes you can use these as long as they weren't provided by Unreal Engine directly. Some of these assets are actually rippable and usable in other game engines and environments if you wish. So it just makes sense. Even if you are not an Unreal Engine developer, just keep coming in, checking out the free for the month category. Again, subscribe to this channel. Every time these come out, I do a video about them. On that topic, is there anything here in the summary that you'd really like to see a follow-up on? I think straightforward. There's that one. And there's that one. If you want to see a specific video about either of those, but to be honest, I don't know that either of them would make for, this one would make for an okay looking visual video. I think this one might be a little too in the weeds. It wouldn't make for a great video. But if there's anything here you really want to see me cover in a follow-up video, let me know in the comments down below. And what do you think of this month's comment? I got to say, it's definitely better than last month's barnyard animal themed content. So that's it. What do you think? Let me know, comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.